Hey there my dudes, I am Laddie and welcome to another video. In this video I'm here with
Jay.
Yes. I'm going to link his channel and everything in the iCard in the description. We are about to do a video over on his channel as well, but yes, we're going to get into this one first.
I don't know what we're doing.
To be fair, I haven't actually briefed him on anything.
I've been asking so I can prepare myself.
You've driven down here, I've ambushed you, and I've just turned the camera on.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening.
It's very, suspect.
Very suspect.
I'm sat in a basement on a sofa with a camera placed in front of me. Looks like some form of sketchy audition.
So, as you've seen in the title of this video, we're going to be speaking about how you knew me when I was and for the people who are going to get really angry by this, a woman. So you knew me when I was Tia,
a dead name.
Well, yeah. I just say Tia, I'm very open about it. So there's no issues with using it. But yeah, you knew me back in college.
Yes.
And I kind
in Reese's t-shirt.
And we've seen each other since, because a little bit, but we spent most of the times that we hung out with the years of college that we had together and
the years of Tia.
Yeah, the years of Tia.
I think since you've not been Tia, I think we've actually met a handful of times. There was that brief time when I still lived here, because obviously you did come out. Well, I
was in college. Yeah, I was in
Was
college.
I still living here, or had I come back for the summer? I'm not too sure, because obviously we were working in Tesco's together. We were in different departments,
a tiniest. I remember.
You were Toby in Tesco's, because I know you were having problems with.
Oh, I've got drama about Tesco's. Yeah, Tesco's drama.
Obviously, we were in different departments, so we didn't ever work with each other.
I was on the front because
I was stacking the shelves.
And I was just sort of speaking to the arseholes that came into Tesco's and asked me, what am I? It's not the best place to work.
I don't miss Devon, let's clarify that.
Yeah,
I don't miss Devon.
It's much better elsewhere. Well, I don't mind it's not too bad, but I was literally, as I was telling you earlier, on a night out the other night and got called faggot 3 times for wearing a bit of makeup. God forbid, in 2021 I wear some makeup. But anyway, I thought we'd have a look at some photos that we have of us at a party before I transitioned, and I haven't really looked at these in ages. I'm going to get my glasses out.
Weak people that can't actually see.
Excuse me.
To be fair, I thought I lost my eyesight in university. Didn't want to pay to get them tested in glasses because it's expensive. But as soon as I finished university, my eyesight came back. I think it was just stress and looking at screens constantly.
I think I just inhaled some dust. It's not the Rona.
I'm trying to think where else would we have photos from.
I'm just going to get the.
I know exactly what party you're on about.
That was a party you were at.
I was dressed as, I don't know what I was dressed as, a priest, I think. Maybe
so yeah, I was dressed, in this particular photo, I was dressed as Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn. I was the biggest thought at that party, believe me. I had the shorts on and everything. I mean, I'm still a thought, but I have to tone it down a bit now because I get judged even more for it. Tap tap. I look like an absolute crap.
Look at the pose that I'm putting.
So that was. It's weird now to look at it.
I still have that jumper.
It's a bit weird. Do I look the same as in But yeah, do I look like similar vibes?
No, you've changed a lot since then. I guess one of the main things is obviously your whole facial structure has changed since being on testosterone.
Yeah, I guess. Well, obviously I've got facial hair now, which is a big.
And obviously that's a big change, in itself. If you were to look at you now and you then, you think siblings. Yeah,
maybe a sibling.
There's the resemblance in obviously the eyes
my nose
and nose.
Is kind of similar. I've still got a big.
But everything else, it's more that's your little sister.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my god. I don't know whether he'd allow me to put that on the video.
Yeah, he wouldn't care. I terrorise him all the time.
Okay, cool. I do remember I was sitting on I don't know who was there. Was that you?
Probably, because there's a photo of me, you and him sat somewhere.
Oh,
so it might be, I think maybe the next photo is probably going to be me, you and him.
Oh no, it would be
there will be a photo there somewhere. I'm just me and Joe. Yeah, you are.
Oh yeah, where's your face?
I don't know who looks worse in that photo. It's very close. Yours is okay.
Fine,
And then it's just me and Joe looks like Phil Mitchell in it.
Oh
like
my God.
100% looks like Phil Mitchell.
I need to zoom. That's the photo that we were talking about.
Yeah, I knew there was definitely one of all three of us.
Anyway, I was going to say, a lot of people, I remember, there's a group chat after, and as soon as I came out as Toby, everyone in the group chat was going, oh, thank God you're Toby now, Tia's such a bitch. like I've become a new human. Like I've morphed into a second form or something. Do I seem like a different person? Maybe I'm a bit more chill. Tia a bit of bitch.
I feel like since you became Toby, or came out as Toby, you're more confident in expressing yourself. I feel maybe when you were still like female passing, you were very much a tomboy.
Yeah.
And I imagine that's probably.
I kind of had a weird mix between like being tomboy and then some days I'd just randomly be super feminine, which I guess I do now, don't I?
Whereas now you seem to be a lot more comfortable in exploring your feminine side, but I think that's probably now because you.
Most of the time I'm generally
just
happy passing male.
Yeah, and you're passing male, so you don't feel like you're having to overly focus on maintaining masculinity.
Yeah.
Whereas you were very much a tomboy when I met you.
Yeah.
I just remember
my lesbian phase.
Oh yeah, the lesbian phase.
No,
the heartbreaking phase. You know.
I was a heartbreaker.
You know, you
the boy.
You lured him in. You know, you got him on a board, made him fall in love with you, and then you broke his heart. No.
I'm not breaking too many hearts now.
No, yeah, it was a very interesting time, college. It was I enjoyed it. It was weird. It was fun. It was we had lots of very random parties, and it was like a really random collection of people.
Like the whole, 30 people.
Yeah, it was but it worked. That's the thing. It's like a group of people that you wouldn't usually imagine you'd put together.
Yeah.
But then we did. It all worked.
But there are some people I bump into and I just don't think they have a clue. I'm like, oh, hi, and then I forget that I literally look like this now. I just go up to them like, yo, how's it been? And they're like, who are you?
So I remember when you came out as Toby, because you initially came out with Toby, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was watching Pokemon at the time.
You know what? I've said this story and I don't think I've ever properly mentioned your name. You're the reason my name's Tobias and not Toby. It's Jay who literally helped choose
I was rewatching Pokemon. Was it Diamond and Pearl? Basically, there was a character called Tobias who won the Pokemon League, who literally had a Darkrai and a Latios. And when you came out to Toby, I just thought Tobias was a really cool name.
No, you said, and I quote, Toby's a bit of a pussy name.
Maybe.
You should...
I don't know.
I'll find the receipt. You said, Toby's a pussy name. If you want a proper name, you want something like Caspian or Tobias. And that was a quote from you.
That does
my
sound...
insecurities went, I'll change my name.
I just thought Tobias is just cooler. Being called Toby for short.
And the reason why is Toby being my name friends call me. I did think I wouldn't want to be called, if I ever became Doctor or even Mr. In business circumstances, Dr. Toby Norman doesn't sound nice, but Dr. Tobias Norman. Yeah. Suddenly you're some imposing figure.
And you are a closet posh private schoolboy. So
closet.
You need.
Thanks for helping me choose my full name, because I didn't even realise that you were the one who I remember popping up being like, I think Toby is what is, and you were like, you basically.
I was just watching Pokemon. Yeah. That is why.
You were like, it needs to be something stronger, powerful.
You know, this guy literally beat everybody with just a Darkrai. The only person that defeated his Darkrai was Ash, and then he pulls out a Latios. What normal trainer in the world of Pokemon that's not in the games, it's just in the show, just rolls around with multiple legendary Pokemon.
I was the bad
Tobias,
exactly.
There we go. So it's a boss name. That is a league champion.
I'm a league champion. Right. I feel like you have to do a segment when you speak about nerdy
Pokemon.
You have a segment on my new geek channel.
We'll come in and talk about something. But I don't feel we watch the same sort of things. I'm very much die-hard shonen.
I like all sorts though. I'm I've watched
Like, what is your
never-
genre for anime, or do you even watch much of it?
I do like the dark stuff, to be fair. So I guess it's like some of the stuff at least you've mentioned is a bit lighter in areas.
I like darker stuff. Like in terms of like a darker,
And
more
you can
brutal
anime
shonen.
can be. I love the mangas because I used to want to be a manga artist. I'll have to show you in a bit. I can't be adding this into the video as well, but I have a. I guess I could. It's literally right there. I've got a drawing when I was a young kid that I did of myself in anime.
Okay.
Oh, you can't see the rest of my sketchbook. It's me as a young bisexual girl at the time.
Okay.
Just drawing anime boobs. So, like, the entire thing. So the first page is the only page you get to see.
I can picture this.
Just a little interjection into this video to bring you my weeb shit. This is
It's quite cool.
It's the first time I ever used markers.
Yeah.
I mean, I was.
So who's this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be you?
Back in, when I was a young.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Good on this guy. Where did that come
What
from?
was that?
That just came from the salt recesses of my weeb soul.
No.
So, did you, which I love asking, were there any sus trans vibes coming off of me when I was like, did you ever expect me to randomly come out as a dude halfway through college?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, cause,
No, I didn't expect it at all.
Because it was a bit.
I think
came
now
back
that I
after-
look back, like I was saying earlier, how you were very much like a tomboy for the most part in college and all that. But for me, I wouldn't look into that and think that was somehow to do with you actually deep down being trans, because I've never really correlated like people's varying degrees of masculinity and femininity to like their gender identity.
I guess that is the way to look at it anyway, because mostly people just like to express themselves in different ways and stuff.
Because like,
I didn't think about it.
I like very feminine things, but I don't feel like that makes me personally.
Like any identity.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same how like at the moment I'm sometimes a bit gender screwy, so sometimes I think maybe a bit fluid sometimes or a bit in between. I've decided, well, there's non-binary trans man, which you can feel a bit non-binary in terms of your actual identity, but also still just prefer to sit in the trans man things. It's easier to, you know.
Well, I guess the whole like thing
labels them.
That's what I mean. Like for me, I feel like I've been forcibly labelled my entire life.
I think everyone,
because of obviously race. So any other labels that I can just not be involved with.
Bother.
For me, I just be like, people are them, and I feel like with gender especially, like I believe like the categories of genders are based on like the varying degrees of femininity, masculinity, and neither or both. And I feel like that creates a potential for like infinite possibilities. So then it ceases to be something like it just becomes an individual thing then.
Yeah.
It's something that like, only you know.
Sometimes I don't know where my expression begins and my gender ends sort of thing, so I don't know which one. So I've decided to be a bit more loose with it. But I still go by he, him, and like to just live mostly passing as a male at the moment. But there are some times where I think, oh, maybe I'd like to experiment with different identities and different things like that. But back then, much as you said, like I didn't even know that I was going to do that. What did you feel like when I came back after one summer and I'd like, I don't know if you remember, I'd cut my hair and I'd come out as Toby? Because you might have seen me a bit in the summer, but I did kind of come back after summer, didn't I?
I can't remember. I
It was
can't
a long
remember like I remember you with long hair, and then I remember
suddenly
you short
I
hair,
had short
but
hair.
like I can't remember.
Summer of
The
2016.
That might be why. So summer 2016
16.
would have been when I went to uni.
Oh yeah, maybe you didn't quite. Well, I remember because I chatted to you online about it, but I guess I didn't see you until suddenly, like, because you saw two sides. You saw.
Yeah,
You
I
didn't
think it
see
would have
my.
been.
Were you there for my lesbian phase when I was?
Yeah, I feel it's like that
when
was
I
in college.
basically dropped all of the lads that I'd been speaking to and told them that I was only into women now.
No, I feel like for me, I think that summer of 2016 would have been a big thing for you. But I went away with my like mates from school, and I went to university. But the summer after my first year at university, I did come back to the Bay.
Yeah.
So I would have seen you all
So,
then. I think I missed the initial
When I was
change.
telling you.
I had the conversations with you because obviously
Online,
Tobias,
yeah.
etc. But I'd gone to university,
Yeah.
so I just kind of came back, and you'd already been established for months. Because I remember actually meeting up with you and Abby, and it was obviously before
Yeah.
there was no pronouns.
Yeah, it was.
Whereas then coming back, it was then having to learn and adapt to using the correct pronouns.
Because I remember for a while I came out as like a demi boy, which means I was in between. And if anything, I've kind of done a full circle. I'm a bit more in between now. I still go with he, him, but I just don't like the labels.
Yeah.
I don't like.
No, I think it's like
one
each to
gender.
their own. Like for me, like I hate labels, but I guess for people that are like searching for something where they feel like society almost it gives them identity, it gives them some sense of security.
At the beginning, I think, I don't know if it's the same, obviously that you guys can let me know in the comments down below if it's the same for like a lot of trans people. I think earlier on in your transition, like for at least the people that I've chatted to in my community, they are more likely to want those labels. And later, when you're more comfortable in yourself, as in, you know, you've established yourself, you then kind of get a bit looser with it all. And be like,
I guess, it is such like an individual
not for everyone,
thing.
but I think it's you know...
and it's all entirely different. Like, I guess gender and like race are two different things, and then there's sexuality as well. And then when you look at things like sexuality, you start thinking like, for sexuality, I don't know if it's me speculating on this, but when you look at like classifications for sexuality, I feel as if like they were formed on the basis of like on a non-positive basis, if you know what I mean. These must have, like, same with like race, I feel like these are more so terms that came about as like a whip to beat people with.
For sure. And not just like the trans thing when but I was always open as bisexual. I don't think I came out to anyone as bisexual in the way that I knew I was bisexual before I went to college. But
I feel like for as long as I've known you, I feel like when I first met you, you self-identified as pansexual to me.
No, so basically I now call myself bisexual as in same gender and other genders.
I feel as I've got older, I've got a lot more comfortable with some of the terminology as well. Like in terms of things like sexuality, I've never had any issues with that. I've always been very like mentally open and to, respecting every aspect of that. I feel like obviously gender, though there's loads of historical evidence of different genders in the past, etc.
It is a bit new,
it was something that really exploded in
the last
and it was more so like some of like the more classifications, and then I think it was me just younger being a bit pedantic over they them, but that refers to multiple people rather than an individual. But then I think I read something which was really put into perspective for me. We use they them on loads of people when you're not trying to specify their gender or when you don't know. Well, it's just being a bit more understanding, having more life experience, meeting a lot more people. You begin to understand things, see things from different perspectives. Especially now for me, I live for anything or anybody that's like pushing against any like societal norms, realistically, because
and against like just
when we think about sex or gender outside of like sex, outside of biology, every single other aspect of it is a social it's a social construct. So the idea that women wear dresses and men wear this, or women wear it, these are all just societal things.
And I think more men would like wear plenty more different things. As in, like, there would be a larger percentage of the population of men wearing not just like a bit of makeup because it's a bit of bants. Even though you don't think you would, I feel like more people, I'm not saying everyone, would be just like there would be absolutely no boundary to the different outfits you'd see on different genders and identities.
I just think people are
body types. Yeah, I just feel
scared
like
to push against
it. We need more cis people like you.
Being a racial minority, I was always open-minded of that. There was some aspects growing up in a community like we live in. There's lots of things. I think when I moved away to the cities, I got a better understanding and managed to more so set boundaries for myself, because I think I put up with a lot of socially unacceptable things living here, which when you go to places that actually have a community, they're not seen as acceptable. And I agree more so with that. Like, these things
that's
should
why
be
I prefer
acceptable.
being in like Leicester and like up in cities and stuff, where you can at least learn a bit about what each individual person, and just to listen to each individual person and see how they want to be treated, basically, or what they want to be referred to.
I think, like you were mentioning earlier about like obviously housemates, I was entirely desensitized to like things to do with racism and racial things because they were just kind of things I had to put up with here. But then as soon as you move to somewhere where it's not acceptable, it's a massive weight off the shoulders.
So I think in college, like, we both probably experienced stuff that we didn't realise was actually like not okay to you know, be treated that particular way. And then you go to uni and you have your own community around you, or at least people who are if the same type of having the same type of things happen towards them, and then they let you know, that's not chill.
And that was one of the big things for me. Like, obviously for me, like, my whole family's white bar me, so like that community was lacking anywhere. Like, for a lot of people, even like say people of racial minorities that live around here, if their family are also racial minorities, there's a support bubble there, there's people that understand. Whereas for me, there wasn't. You know, my family look exactly the same as the people that make the comments, so it's just like it's adjusting to that.
So I'd be able to relate to that, go home and be like, oh, this happened, and then go, oh yeah.
That's why I love the city, because I've met people that I can comfortably talk to. I don't feel like I have to just put up with things there, and you don't actually hear it. Like, you know, I feel like my colour was the forefront of everything I ever did here, even in the workplace. Whereas as soon as I moved to the city, it was almost like I had to fight for my colour. You know?
But anyway, that was a really nice discussion in the video. It's crazy now, like, obviously I know it's been over so many years, like, it doesn't seem like that big of a difference, but like from when we first were friends, sometimes I look back at those times like I'm watching through someone else's eyes, because it weirds me out that I was like another person, didn't even realise
it's very strange to look back on, like, because it's like it is like two different people at this point.
and I think my personality has actually, even though I'm still a bit of a weirdo, but we love that, my personality's like changed quite a bit. I'm a bit more open and confident, as you said, and I feel like we've both sort of settled into adulthood nicely. So
I live for adulthood, you know.
For sure. I can tell people shut the fuck up. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Please check out a video we're actually about to put on Jay's channel. All the links will be everywhere, iCard and in the description down below. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment and subscribe.
See you again next
time. Bye. That'll take ages to absolutely get. Oh my god. It's going to be a long one.